For years, the conversation within the metal scene has centered around the struggle to find new bands to fill the shoes of the old guard as those older bands begin to hang the boots up. And the only band that has really stepped up and taken in that responsibility has been Avenged Sevenfold. But I think I may have found a new one. And that band is Ghost. That's right, the Satanic metal band are back with their 4th studio record, Prequelle. The last time we heard from Ghost was 2016's Popestar EP, a covers compilation, which also included one of their biggest singles to date, Squarehammer, a song that showed that they were destined to be in arenas. Prequelle continues to trend set by Squarehammer while still keeping the darker, creepier tones that hooked people in to Ghost in the first place. The record opens with the intro tape track Ashes, which teases one of the biggest riffs on the entire record, and that riff comes from the second track on the record, Rats. Man, that last riff is fucking powerful. And Rats is a track that has a lot in common with Squarehammer. It has big riffs and a massive fuck-off sing-along chorus that will have you hooked instantly. Rats was the perfect single to lead off the promotional campaign for this record, and I can't see any Ghost fan not liking this track. Something that is very noticeable about this record is that the synths and keyboards take a much more centric role. They're much further up in the mix than they have been before. The guitars fade more into the background than they usually have in Ghost records, but for me, I don't feel like that's a hindrance to Prequelle. I actually think it suits the tonality of these songs really well. One thing I do wish is that the guitars had a bit more oomph to their tone. Sometimes they feel a little bit too clean for the parts that they are playing, and just that little bit of extra grit would have really added a bit more impact to some of the sections. But then you get a song like Faith, which has one of the best opening riffs on this entire record. This is easily one of my favourite tracks from Prequelle, with the vocal harmonies being my favourite part. They are so beautiful, which it should be no surprise. Vocals and harmonies have always been one of Ghost's strong suits. And speaking of vocals, this is easily the most accessible record of Ghost's career. Honestly, if someone was to ask me what record to start with when first getting into Ghost, Prequelle would be the record that I'd give them. And I think that comes down to the vocal melodies that are laid throughout. This is easily Ghost's catchiest record to date, and that might put some of the more metal or die people off, but who gives a fuck about those guys? There are massive choruses laid all the way throughout this record, from the anthemic and triumphant See the Light to the dancing and energetic Dance Macabre. Tobias is on fire in the vocal department on Prequelle, and sometimes you just catch yourself singing these absolutely horrific lyrics without even noticing, because the melodies are so beautiful. It's such a cool irony to have these dark and twisted lyrics being sung with melodies that are not dark or twisted at all. And there is a much more tongue-in-cheek vibe to this entire record. There is a cheesiness that is inescapable, but it's executed so well and with so much passion. That execution and passion is what makes this record so great. There are 2 instrumental tracks on this record, Miasma and another one that I'm really not even going to try and pronounce. But for me, these are the weaker moments of Prequelle. Miasma has a nice upbeat groove to it, but for me, it overstays its welcome massively. And the best part is easily the saxophone that comes in towards the end of the track. 2018 is truly the year of the sax. And as for the second instrumental, again, it feels a bit too overlong and overstays its welcome, and it just kind of feels like filler. It's just unnecessary. Dance Macabre is easily the danciest track that Ghost have ever released. Tobias has said in interviews that he wanted to see more Ghost fans dancing in the crowd, and man, this was the perfect way to achieve that. And this track probably includes the catchiest chorus that you'll find on Prequelle. Man, you are not going to get this song out of your head for a very, very long time. But for me, the best track within Prequelle is the very playful Witch Image. The softer verses really contrast well with the big anthemic chorus. This song just kind of encompasses everything that I love about Ghost, and man, it's going to sound massive live. The guitars are much more hard-hitting in this track, and the vocal harmonies that surround Tobias's lead vocal just add so much impact. On Prequelle, Ghost have really put down a serious statement of intent and has shown why they deserve to be in the conversation for festival headliners from here on out. And the songwriting craft and mood that is used on Prequelle is as good as it gets. Prequelle is going to make old Ghost fans very happy while bringing in so many new fans to the sermon. And that's all I've got for you guys today. Please follow all my social medias in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.